And welcome back. We are live and in the studio. I suppose that technically that is correct. Let's turn on the menu app with F9 because we're prompted to. I'm going to change the time to day so we can see. Not that there's really anything new here to see. We just have, good old goblins. The goblins. But actually, there is something to see. I don't even need to go over here, do I? Because I have it elsewhere. These are walls. They need a little work, but I just needed them to exist. So we still have the same old here. Create lumberjack, create a forager. I changed the tooltip colors on those, but for those of y'all that were watching last week's. I mean, I guess technically Sunday was last week, wasn't it? Because it's now the week. No, wait. Week starts on Sunday. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Anyways, buildings. Look at this. Look at this. It wakes. I mean, more or less it wakes. So, yeah. We have the menu. It's populating with everything automatically off of a list. I can organize what order the list is in. The previous implementation, what little of implementation there was, the list was just random. I couldn't order it at all. It didn't stay consistently random, where like I could take a look at how it was random and then shift things around to make them randomly be correct. It just switched every time. And sometimes it wouldn't switch, and then it would. And it was a nightmare. So, and I figured that out this earlier today, which is why this stream is going to be really short. Because I didn't think anybody wanted to watch me pound my head against the wall trying to figure out the stupid menu. So we'll get to how the menu works in a moment, but I want to bask in the beauty. There is one little kind of goofy thing here. This is a wall, by the way, a wooden wall. I just don't have any of the images. I don't even have the mesh made for it yet. It says maximum inventory of 0 because everything, can hold inventory, and they have health as well, which goblins now damage things. Woohoo! So I may make a change to this because it's just all one text area. So I may make a change so that the maximum inventory. Oh wait, you know what? None of this is even coming through. I should have made sure of this before. Oh, that's awkward. There we go. Sorry about that. Just fixed it. OBS sometimes doesn't recognize Luanti. I think it's probably because I build from dev every single night now that my build setup works again. And so the string of the title changes, and because the window it goes off of the full dev name. So currently I have Luanti 5.1.0 or 5.10.0-dev-9982C5637 single player. And so the window select doesn't work. Although, interestingly enough, if I go back to the main menu, it still will recognize the window, even though the window title changed. So I don't understand how any of that works. But it does. So, anyways, yeah, here's the menu. It's working. You can click on the buttons and then see a larger version. This is all temporary textures. Like this is the AO bake, I think, of this actually. And then the town center here doesn't even have a big picture, but that's using the metal mine inventory image. So yeah, the buy button kind of ish works. I'm not really thrilled with the implementation for this because I have to manually code it for every single one, whereas the rest of this is kind of pulling from the node definitions. So let's take a quick look at how that's working, because I'm sure somebody is interested to know. So we have the inventory pages. Okay, this is showing. So that's good. I want to make sure that's visible. I don't think I can use an asterisk in the name for the window. I can't type a window name in. I just have to select from a drop-down. Although, interestingly enough, it says the DSLR input doesn't exist, but clearly it does because my face is right there. So that's That's interesting. For the automatic scene switcher, you can use what's it called? Regular expressions. That's what it's called. But I don't think you can do that for the window. But as long as you remember to set it when you first open it, it works. Anyways, getting to the menu. So we have the different tabs. This was all here yesterday, I think. The menu is, for tab 3 is so much better. So we have a building list, which is just a list that I have to maintain, which isn't the biggest deal. There's only 4 buildings right now. Base, technically, I don't think I want to even have here, because that's going to mess stuff up, because when you place a base that saves the coordinates of the base to a file, well, it saves it and then it gets saved to a file later, but whatever. So you can use the chat command base to go back to your base. But if you have 2 bases, it's just going to send you back to the most recent base. Also, if the goblins destroy your base, you lose. But if you have multiple bases, I don't know how to handle that, so that may go away. I just needed it to make sure that the whole listing system works. So tab 3, we do the same that we had before. We have the background, and then we have the background piece that goes where the icons are for your buildings, which I don't know what I'm doing with that yet. Probably just doing some kind of a border with a darkened area in it. Not 100% sure. And then we are doing a simple list here. And this is genius. I don't know why I didn't think of this yesterday. So we do I for I, so we're doing a loop. I equals 1 up to how many ever entries are in building list, which is right here. So automatically does that for us. So currently there's 4 items in there. So the key, it just picks from one of these. So your first time looping through, it takes logging 1. Then we take logging 1 and we append it, right? Because we're doing into, append to the behind to Kobo. So that turns into the node name. And then we just pull up the definition of node name, and then we get the description, the snapshot, and the cost. And then we use that data to make the buttons. I am not sure why either of these 2 exist in that, to be quite honest, because we don't use either of those 2. So I'm going to get rid of those. I don't know why those are there. I don't need them. I think that was from an earlier just looping through stuff to make sure it was working, and I forgot to take some dead code out. So if the building list is under 8, because I believe we can do 8 icons wide, it'll go into the first row. And if the number is greater than 8 but less than 16, it'll go into the second row. So we just have the height offset of 1/8 and 1 5/8 here. And then we're doing the same stuff we were doing yesterday, the key being the building name from up here with the ico.png behind it. And then the button is just the key itself. Tooltips key in the description. Pretty basic, straightforward bits there. And then this is the part I don't like. So when you click on any of those buttons, you're pretty much sending a field with the name of key. So logging 1, logging 2, base, wall 1, whatever. So essentially we're doing a for key in pairs field, because field is actually a table, which I don't 100% understand, of the name and then equals nothing. Unless you have some data in some other part of it, then it will equal something. So we just care about the key, I guess the name of the table, we could say. So we just grab that and turn it back into the full node. And then to make sure that it's an actual button that we want to be capturing, and I hate this is so inefficient, I'm sure. We check if that is an actual node name and just pull up the definition of it, which seems like a terrible method, but it works. So I don't know what else to say. And if that node exists as a definition, then we show the form spec with that definition being passed through as a second variable, which becomes building here, which then becomes itself or logging 1 for the first time you click on it. Or if somehow something were to happen where you're getting this without a valid input, I create a valid input. And then we go down to this portion of the code where we're basically just doing the same thing that we did here. We're making the node name, then we're getting the definition of the node, and then we're pulling the description, the snapshot, the cost, the maximum inventory, the health, and the long description. And then we're just plugging all of those into this text field. And yeah, and then for the buy button, we do buy underscore building. Building is the full-on name. I feel like that's being done wrong, because I have by logging too, but it worked. So what? Oh, no, building's not the full name. Building is just the string from up in the table. So that's right. So unfortunately, for every single building, I do need to do a field by logging underscore 1, then get the resources, check if you have more resources than what it costs. And this is not, I have to type all this. I mean, I'm copying and pasting, obviously, and just changing the necessary values, subtracting them from your resources, adding it to the player inventory. If you don't have space, sending a chat message saying you don't have enough space. And if you do have space but you don't have enough resources, it'll send you that chat message. And I just have to keep repeating this for every single one, which I kind of hate because it's going to make a very long table. Why? Oh, because I paused it. Never mind. Yeah. So it works pretty well. I mean, well enough that it's not horrible. The next thing I may think about doing, well, I have to get my inventory buttons, of course, is having the values here refresh when the game's running, which would basically mean keeping track of what inventory screen you have open and sending updates, which I do in another mod, so I can just look at how the code works there and pretty much copy and paste it all, because I love doing that. And that's in the trader game, my Among Us ripoff. There's a what is it? It's a lock picking task. So you can pick locks to open doors. And that has a timer that updates every second. So I could use the method I'm using there to update form specs here. And because you can't type in any of them, it shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. It's just the issue of saving what form spec you're looking at into some sort of a thing so as to make it work. So here we can demonstrate the goblin's attacking ability. I just placed a wall. It's a horrible wall because I haven't made a model for it yet. And these goblins are attacking it. Now, currently it doesn't show an inventory screen or anything, so I can't look at the health of this wall. But once this wall is destroyed, let me just pull up the terminal, because I believe, you know what? I took that out. I had it printing the health every time it was damaged, but I don't do that anymore, so I can't even tell you. The wall has 150 health, so we can see that by clicking on the wall. Health's 150. Cost 100 lumber. It's a wooden wall. I mean, you can't tell, but it is. So they're just going to keep attacking this until it's destroyed. And these are just the normal goblins. We can see this guy is working. And by working, he just means he's attacking. I don't have a special attack state, because I don't know what the point of that would be. I don't actually even know if these schmucks have their acts together. They might not even be damaging this wall. I don't know. But there are now the rogue goblins. They only spawn at night, so I'll have to make it night. Oh yeah, we can see so much right now. This is super efficient. Let me add some. Oh, you know what I can't? Yeah, I can actually. Give me Koboldkrieg _1. I don't really care which, because that'll just put a light in, so we can see some stuff. These guys are now, I don't know what they're doing. They're heading over to the logging camp. Logging camp can't chop any trees, and it has no lumber. So they're going to be a little disappointed there, I think. But we'll let them do what they want to do. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Goblin Scouts. So that's what the guys running around right now are. And I believe... Oh, wait, you know what? The Goblin Scouts actually... They don't do any damage as of right now. I need to add that in. So they check their self-inventory. Why in the world do I do a local inventory count equals self-inventory, and then if inventory count's less than 25? What's... Oh! Rogue goblins! Rogue goblins! So they're the blue goblins. Oh, they're damaging. Okay, so yeah, so these green guys, they weren't causing any damage. The rogue goblins just spawn on the dirt, which is the red-ish dirt here. And currently they are damaging the logging camp. So they're attacking it. It's... Honestly, I don't know what it's... Oh, some of them are attacking the wall as well. So I have something that's down to 3 health. And there goes our logging camp. So they just destroyed the logging camp. That's unfortunate. They're coming over here. They're going to destroy this wall. I'm going to make it daytime again so we can see. And to stop the goblins from spawning. Okay, they already destroyed the wall. If they can't find any player buildings around, they go back to the base here. And take a note here. We have 9650 and 1930. And now we have 1950 and 9775. The rogue goblins will find the nearest goblin base. If it's within, I think, 20 nodes, we can check that, seeing as how they're all gone now. The rogue goblins, are they looking for nodes in 20? But 25. So they will look within 25 nodes of themselves for a player building or a goblin base. If they don't find any player buildings, they don't mind. These are rogue goblins. They don't do any work other than attacking. This is kind of the guys you're trying to fight off, because the other goblins don't do as much damage, and they're not as harmful. They're just more so annoying because the green goblins want to steal your resources. In this case, the colors are changing, so they won't always be the green ones and the blue ones. But the rogue goblins attack player buildings. If they can't find any player buildings, they will look for a goblin base. And if they find a goblin base, they will go to it. And then, if they find the goblin base, they end themselves. They do, I forget what the YouTube approved way is to say it. They go to bed forever, I guess. But when they do that, they add resources to the goblins. So the goblins gain 25 food and 5 lumber every time a rogue goblin, goes home and goes to sleep. That matters because the goblin base, every how often does the timer run? Every minute, the goblin base will try to spawn in a goblin. But in order to do that, they need food and lumber. So every rogue goblin that visits the base is one more goblin that the base can spawn out every second. Now, theoretically speaking, if the rogue goblins couldn't find any player buildings, neither can these goblins, because these guys are only searching like 10 nodes. So they're not going near as far. But these guys collect metal, which the other goblins don't. The rogue goblins don't even actually... They'll steal your resources. We can look here. Am I looking at the rogue goblins? That's what the file says, yeah. Here we go. So they will, if they're at the player base, they will steal your resources and add them to the goblin resources. If they are at any other node with an inventory, they'll take the inventory away, but they don't give it to the goblins. So they'll steal your inventory, but the goblins aren't getting it back at their base, unless it is your base, and then they do. That's actually because I'm lazy, because the buildings that store inventory, you don't know what inventory they're storing. It's just a number, and it's dealt with by other code. So Yeah, you don't know what's actually in that building currently. That's subject to change. I could switch that around so it makes more sense. Back over here, we have the rogue goblins. There's a bunch out here. Their spawning is way too high. I think I forgot to change it down. But you can see all of these guys out here are they're more than 25 nodes away from the base. So they're just chilling. They don't really know what they're doing. You can still go around and punch them to kill them. But ain't nobody got time for that. These goblins are all just out here like, what's going on? There's nothing. There's no metal close enough. But when we look at the goblin base, we can see the waves and the XP. Every time a building is destroyed by the rogue goblins, the goblins get 1 XP, which I don't know what that actually accomplishes for them because it doesn't do anything right now. Just like all the metal they collect, it doesn't do anything. And they can collect stone. They don't use stone for anything. So I don't know. And then they have the waves, which I am working on that. So the waves, here we go. Every 9 waves of goblins. So if the goblin base has enough food, this would be every 9 minutes. They will send a wave in which they spawn the rogue goblins. And I need to do the math here. So what I want is, say you're on wave, 45. So that would be a 9th wave, and it would be the fifth like big wave, right? So I want to send 5 rogue goblins, and then at 90, you would get 10 rogue goblins, etc., etc. So all I have to do for that is some simple division, I think. So we're just going to do local count equals resources.wave divided by 9. And what this line here is doing is it's checking if resource wave can be divided by 9 with a remainder of 0. So it doesn't tell me how many times 9 goes into that. It only tells me if 9 goes in exactly. Well, technically this divides and gives the remainder. So if it was 37, it will equal 1, because 9 goes into 37 4 times at 36 with a remainder of 1. So we're just checking if it's evenly divisible, and if it is, we need to know how many times it was divided. So resources wave divided by 9, and then we will do for I equals 1 comma count do, and we're just going to spawn in the goblins, end. So now if we go back to the game, there won't be a good way to test this. We'd have to wait 7 more waves, or no, 5 more waves to get to wave 27, and then theoretically we'll spawn out 3 rogue goblins. Oh, it's so scary. They're rogue goblins, as if the other goblins aren't rogue. I don't know if they are. They're probably not, but you know, that's just what we're calling them. Yeah, so I've got to figure something out for these rogue goblins if they're just out here and they're just standing around. Like, I can't just have these guys all piling up. They can't find anything, so I'm not sure. I'm thinking this is probably a terrible idea, but I think it'll work. So if they're idle, we need to find the rogue goblins. I should actually do this for all of them. If they're idle, if self state is idle, here we go. And they couldn't find a player building. So then here we go, look for a goblin base. But I actually want to do another state. If they didn't find a goblin base, we're just setting them to idle here. Nah, we don't want to do that. We want to do, or do we? No, we do want to set them idle. That way that'll run every second. So that's still what we want to do. We want to do some crazy stuff with vectors. Vector random is a thing, right? Vector random direction returns a new vector of length when pointing in a direction chosen uniformly at random. I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds like what we need because that'll make these buggers move around. So how do we actually do that? Well, we do self-object set velocity. I don't actually know if this is how we do it. I'm probably going to crash the game, but that's fine. I've crashed it super many times. Okay, so we're just setting a random velocity to a random direction. Theoretically, these guys will start just wandering around pointlessly. Oh, no, it's going to crash. Oh, wait, there we go. Invalid vector. Expected table got nil. What a surprise. Although, this is coming from Goblin base. So now I'm really confused because, what? What changed here? Untimer. Okay, invalid vector. Expected table got nil. Line 38 doesn't really help me. In function add entity. I bet it's down here. Goblin rogue is spawn position. Oh. Yeah, I just copied and pasted that. Yeah. We weren't at a wave that should have met this criteria, though, so I don't understand. What? I don't know. That criteria should not have been met. Okay. Y'all gonna do something? It says you're idle. Okay, these guys don't hold an inventory, so the inventory bit is removed. If you're idle, you're supposed to do something. Okay, clearly you couldn't find a building, and you couldn't find a goblin base. If goblin base... Oh, wait. I put this in the wrong spot. That would be why. Okay, so if goblin base... So it needs to go here. Else... Instead of random... You know, if it's in the right spot, maybe we'll see something happen. Hey, look at them go! They're just like... They're really lost. They're so confused. Oh, noes. Oh, noes. You know what? No. Where did that guy go? There was one just floating away. Up into the sky. Oh, here he is. Bro, you don't belong in the sky. You have to stay on the ground. Whoopsies. So I guess maybe we want to do a little bit more than just take a random direction. Okay, let's do local dir equals vector random direction. Right, so if we have a random direction, that's fine. And then we're going to do a clean dir for a clean direction. And then we are going to do local clean dir equals vector multiply. Is it multiply or is it multi? I don't know. What am I looking for? Vector floor, ceiling, round, sign, absolute, apply, combine, equals, sort, angle, dot, cross, offset, check. This isn't even what I want. What in the world? Oh, here we go. Vector multiply returns a scaled vector. Okay, so I think we want to do vector multiply, and our first vector is dir, and then we're going to take a second vector, and I'm just going to copy this one, even though I have to retype almost all of it doing that, and we just want to multiply y by 0, essentially. We don't want any up or down. No altitude changes, boys. You need to stay flat on whatever plane you are traveling on. So yes, you goblin that's in the air, you need to stay in the air. Goblin, you're in the air, you need to stay in the air. Does it look like they're staying in the air where they're at? It sure does. Okay, this is probably a bit too random. Although, it would make for some good gnats. I mean, we got the sun setting in the background. All we need is a campfire, right? And it would be perfect. Or mosquitoes. I want to make it daylight again so we don't get a bunch more of these buggers spawning in. I'm just going to actually go ahead and do clear objects. Because I don't want to deal with those guys. Also, that killed off all the goblins. The goblins. There we go. The goblins, they're all gone. Wave 28. Oh, yeah, I guess we were at a wave that... This is supposed to run once every minute. How did we... Oh, maybe we did. There's a goblin. Oh, the minimap's not... I wish I could automatically make the minimap turn on. Is that a thing I can set in mind test configuration? Probably not. Enables minimap. Well, that's... Wow, that's super swell. Toggle key for displaying the minimap. I don't even know what that means. Enables the minimap. Very interesting. I don't know if that actually does anything, but it would be nice if we didn't have to turn the minimap on manually. So we can go into our game configuration and enable a minimap true. I don't know if that's going to do what I want it to do. No, it's still client controlled. Well, that's just useless. I don't understand why there's not a way to just force show it. Like, it's kind of important for the game that you have a mini-map. I don't know how important it really is. Okay, so this whole bit's maybe not so hot because it happens every 1 second approximately. So they could be going one direction and then just turn completely around. So I think what we need to do is multiply these. So what if we have them going in a specific direction? Like I just tell them, hey, go on X, right? Go positive on X. And then we put some random Z in there. Of course, I also don't know what options I'm actually allowed to put in for Z. Is it just a range between 1 and -1 with decimal points? You know what? I have another mod that does something similar to this that I can just look at the code from. That would be in my robot operator game from last year. I believe that's this. Yeah, okay. And that would be the... Was it Robot 1? Oh no, this is... That's not the robot we want. I mean, it is a robot. It's a drone. There we go. We want the drone. So that's the security drone. Security drone. Here we go. Unactivate. Self object set velocity. So it automatically moves -1 just by existing. Which, you know what? I like that. Let's make the rogue goblins just go. We can take out this. All we need is self to exist. So that's fine. There we go. So now a rogue goblin will automatically just travel on Z. -1. May or may not be a good thing. I have to make it nighttime. There really should be a better way to spawn these guys in. If I go underground, can I see them? No. I kind of need to have a logging camp. It's going to spawn in way too many. But we'll at least have some light here. Or did I change that back? I may have changed that back. Okay, well, we have just a normal goblin. Let me take a look. I may have changed the ABM back so it's not so fast. Oh, yeah, it runs every 5 minutes with a 1 in 150 chance. This guy has no inventory. He keeps coming back to this. I don't know why, because the camp has no inventory. Bro, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Oh, we just got another goblin. It's at wave 31. I don't know if we're going to get any rogue goblins. But whatever, those guys aren't hurting anything, so they can sit around and do what they're doing. Well, feed Thrasher. Technically, it's Luanti now. But yes, working on the game jam. We have, everybody who is participating, till the 21st, 22nd, somewhere around there, to complete a game. I think it started on the 8th. Yeah, that would be 3 weeks, if I can do my math. So I'm making a hybrid tower defense real-time strategy game. Basically, goblins want to steal your resources and destroy your base, and you want to defend against them, collect resources, so that you can destroy their base. It's really quite simple. It's just, making the game that's hard. I'm not getting any rogue goblins, so I don't even know if this is working. Or they're all going to go this direction. So potentially they exist and they're just wandering off into the nothingness. No, I don't think any have spawned in yet. They do need to be in the dark, which is the only reason that we're in nighttime. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. So they just will have a random velocity, which is fine. On step, they're idle. They'll look for a building. They'll look for the goblin base. If they can't find either of those, oh yeah, this is still going to mess them all up anyways. So I don't know, is that setting them to an initial velocity? You know what, though? Let's do this. Let's give them a random initial velocity. I feel like that's probably smarter, right? Because we don't necessarily want every single one heading the same direction. That doesn't make sense. You want them kind of going all over the place. That way there's a better chance of them finding something, that they are interested in attacking. But if they are still idle here, so this would happen. Say they find a building, they destroy the building. Now they can't find anything else. So they don't have... here we go. So they don't have a player building. They don't have a goblin base to go to. So now they're just idle again. They've already done their walking that they started with, and now they have nothing. I wonder if I should set their... No, they have to be set to idle. Because if they're not idle, none of this code will ever run. So, yeah. We will leave that as is. But we do want to give them... See, this isn't going to work. I would have to make them travel. But this needs a path to exist. So I need a new state. I didn't get any rogue. No rogue goblins? Are you for real? Okay. So what if we do a new state called wandering? So we will put that after working, just cause, why not? So that would go here. Else if self state equals wandering, then we'll do something. I don't know what, just as of yet, but we'll do something. So then that would be here. We have this. We don't know what's going on. So we'll set self state equals wandering. So now he's wandering. We gave him this some random direction, different random direction than what you started with, which is fine. I don't want to change the direction every second because that gets a little too erratic. And I also don't want to change the direction by too much if that's possible. So we will do local current vector equals self get, is it self get velocity? Oh, self object get velocity. So that'll tell us which direction the goblin is currently traveling in, which I actually use something similar to that. Okay, I'm checking for gravity here. We don't care about that. This is on a collision. Ooh, if it's wandering and it collides, it would make sense that they could collide because it could hit into a stone mine, a metal mine, a tree, a food bush, a building. I don't know what building it could be. That wouldn't be a player building. It wouldn't be their own base. I guess the plan is for the goblins to have homes. Homes, yeah. Homes. Little shacks, like workshops. Just buildings just to exist. They won't actually do anything. They'll just be there. Maybe defenses even? I don't know. That's probably a lot to try to do in 3 weeks. So it would make sense. Goblin Rogue. Am I passing move results? Yes, I am. So I could do a collision. So this is colliding with an object. It's giving the other object some velocity. Otherwise, we're doing, if it hit a node, we're giving it some random self-yaw. So we're getting random yaws. Then we're making a new velocity by multiplying this. Theoretically, this is supposed to make it bounce off at like a 90-degree angle. 100, whatever. So say my phone, I don't know if any of this is going to translate through. So say it bounces onto my phone, right? Boink. It should bounce off. Boink. And it would actually work better if I demonstrated like this. Hit here, come off this way, right? If it hits straight on, it should go straight back. We just want it to deflect off. So if it hits on like a corner, boing, it'll be like the DVD logo, right? Everybody loves the DVD logo. So we're going to take this whole section. See, this is what I love. I can just steal this code. I don't actually know if I can do this because we're doing a node timer in here. So I feel like this could really get stuff very screwy. We're going to try it, though. So we just need to run down to wherever this ends. There's a lot to go, isn't there? Yeah, there is. Okay. And I think then we want to just go right here. But we need to change this to an else if move results collide. And then is that the correct point to be in? That would be my second one. So that does look like it's correct. I just got to make sure everything here. Okay, well, we don't care if it hits an object. I don't care if it hits... If a goblin scout or goblin rogue hits another goblin, I'm not worried about the two goblins hitting. I have no issues with these guys stepping on each other's toes. They do that all the time. I don't care. All right. Because I don't want to have to wait for it to be night, we're just going to change this. If light is under 15, which should be always, and we're just going to drop this interval down to 30 seconds. Just because that should make some rogue goblins appear rather quickly. Rogue goblins, where are you? I really want to see what you can do. I want to see if you'll crash the game. Which you probably will, but that's fine. Oh, hey, Lodi, no. Another goblin base. Hey, and there's a goblin. I don't know where he's going, because there's nothing to... Brother, what are you going after? You can't tell me that this metal's close enough. Well, I never. I didn't think it would be. Because this is too far away. Oi, mate. You got a license for that pickaxe. Just making fun of the Brits, man. I can do that. I got permission. From myself. Where my rogue goblins at? Okay, this is annoying. Why are they not 1 in 15? You know what? There's gonna be so many of them. It's gonna be a nightmare. Every 30 seconds, it's gonna. Do I just have something entirely wrong? I feel like I do. Get node light. If that is less than 15. I mean, 15 is daylight, isn't it? There should be... You know what? We'll just do this. We'll set it to be nighttime. And then as soon as I see one pop up, I'll set it back to daytime. Sounds like a pretty genius plan to me. Oh my, there's a lot of them. Okay, well, so we're going to have issues already because, whoo, what's a lot of goblins? Okay, but are they doing the thing? I see them all swarming around the logging. Ah, my poor logging camp, they destroyed it. Now they will, as they slowly figure things out and update their pathfinding. Because these poor buggers are all still thinking that logging camp exists. So they're still trying to get there. And once they eventually more or less get there, which there's a lot of goblins here to work through. So they'll eventually get here and figure out, oh, hey, that building doesn't exist anymore. Let's just go to the base and sacrifice ourselves for the good of the Goblin Commonwealth and get more food and lumber. But the goblin's out here. Ah, yes, he's wandering. So let's just click on him. Goblin State is wandering. Perfect. I need to add this in for all of my villagers. They're wandering. This is excellent. Oh, he's wandering. Now, unfortunately, when they wander and they bump into each other, they lose some velocity. So we'll still get, like, this poor guy. He's wandering, but he's actually not moving. Which isn't great, because he should be wandering. So, big brain here. Let's... What kind of data do these guys save? They save a state and they save the last job. Okay, I don't know what they have the last job. Oh, that's for when they're attacking buildings. If they are wandering, where do we set them to wander? I can make this work really easy. So if they're changing to wandering, then we do self last job, not local x equals 1. What in the world, Adam? Last job equals no. I don't know where that end came from. I didn't put that in. No, I don't. Let's no. Okay, so now they won't have the last job. I don't know if that's actually even important. Well, it kind of is. No, wait, that's completely wrong. I don't want to set it to nil. I want to set it to their current position. So, if they're wandering, the last job is going to be self-position, I guess. Right? So, I have self-position available here. that should still be available. So I should be able to just do self underscore position. Then we can take this and we can go to the wandering code. I probably actually don't care about that, but ooh, actually no, we could. Well, I think this will be easier. So we are going to switch this around. So we'll have local self position equals self last job, which actually we should probably call this old self position, because we also need local self position, which is going to be self object get position, right? That's how we do it, huh? Right. It's I've done up here someplace. Yeah, self object get position. Why did this suddenly become? Huh? What were we expecting? End expected to close if at lines 54 near else if. Did I lose an end somehow? It's not good when code is just mysteriously disappearing. Okay, so we have old position and self position. Now, these are both positions, which are both vectors. But I don't think I can just do a straight up compare. I think I have to do like a vector compare or something goofy. Let me just look at our vector functions real quick. Vector equals, yeah, returns Boolean true if the vectors are identical. So then we're going to do if vector dot equals. I wish this had like, I don't know, some decimal sorting to it, but whatever, that's fine. And then self position. So basically, all we're checking is if they're wandering and the last second, because this code executes every second, they were at the same position that they're currently at, that means they stopped moving. So we need to kick them in the butt, proverbially speaking. And we just need to make a move. So we're just going to copy this. I had that someplace else too, but I don't remember where. And throw it here. So we're just going to say, hey, look, you guys stopped moving. You're not supposed to stop moving. That is not, you have to keep moving no matter what. So we're going to make you move. And we'll just do that. And I have an error someplace. Unfinished string near war local dirt. What? Huh? What are you talking about, Adam? What? Where is this? Line 109. What is going on? What is this? What is this? Oh, you know what? I think I middle mouse clicked when I was scrolling. Because if you middle mouse click, you paste. I bet that's exactly what happened. Okay, well, let's hope that nothing else is jacked up from that. I can't wait for it to crash. Hey, it crashed! Okay, that's fantastic. And function equals. What? Wait, where's the crash coming through here? Old self last job. Oh. Okay, well, so we need to set self last job to itself when it's spawned in. Essentially. I don't think that's the worst thing in the world, though. We're just going to copy that, and then we're going to do old job, was it? Equals spawn position. Last job? Did I type in old job? I did. Whoops. Unfortunately, this is going to still break for every existing goblin. Also, I probably need to add this to the wave code because Otherwise, whenever there's a wave of them, it'll crash the game as well, which would be not good. Okay, I would like to work around this somehow. So if they're wandering, you know, I could do a huge hack, but we're going to do it because it will work. It's just not optimal. And that is where you are just going to set self-last job right before this. This will make this not work at all for the first cycle. And by first cycle, I mean the first time of running the game, and then I'll just exit the game after a few moments. Okay, so here we are. They're all just wandering around, changing direction every second. This guy got slow, and then he picked up speed. I don't know why he's... Oh, well, it is doing a random, so I guess its speed would change every time too, huh? Okay, that's fine. They definitely all have a last job position saved. So we can go ahead and take that code out. We don't need it anymore. I hope. Pretty please don't crash and make me look like a fool. Okay, here we go. Let's just watch this little goblin. Hey, goblin, what's the word on the street? Oh, that ain't good. And function. What? But it exists now. I just saved it as it. Interesting. So the crash is the same as before. Goblin Rogue. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. 47 is just where the on step starts. Yeah. The terminal might give me a little more information. No, it really doesn't. No, yeah, it does. Line 154, which is vector equals. Am I doing something wrong in vector equals? Let me double check that. Vector equals. Vector 1, vector 2 returns a Boolean true if the vectors are identical. So that should be correct. And the error says it's attempting to index local A, which I believe would be old self position. Old self position definitely exists. It's self last job. We're saving self last job to the goblin data. Self last job equals data last job. Yep. That's all good. When we're wandering, or when we're idling rather, and changing to wandering, we're saving self position. Self position exists here. Although it is at a Y plus, which I don't know if that's actually its own position or not. But either way, it should still be a valid position. It should just never equal. Okay, what is wrong? If vector equals old position, self position. So basically just saying, if true, then set it to a new velocity in a different direction. Is there the possibility, and there is, that one of these goblins didn't have that data saved? It's always possible. I don't know how possible, but that is possible. So self-object get position. I mean, that's definitely what I'm using here. Wherever that code is, here we go. Self-object get position. Yep. Self-last job, that's definitely right. Okay, well, I mean, oh, they made it over to the, oh no, these are the little goblins. They're just both the same color, so it's very difficult to tell which one's which. My base is this way. Oh, these guys are getting close. Oh, never mind. They haven't spotted me yet. I'm still safe. Actually, I'd be safe no matter what, because nothing happens if they destroy my base. I mean, I would kind of be screwed because I don't have 1,000 of each, so I can't buy it. And I can't actually collect resources without a base, because like I can pick them up, right? I got 15 stone, but I can only drop the stone off when I right click on the base. See? But if I don't have a base, I can't right click on it to drop off my resources. So yeah, it would be bad. Okay, well these guys are doing what they're supposed to do. I just don't know if they've all saved the data that they need to save to themselves so that they don't crash on the next step. I feel like I should be hitting all of them. They've got to all be loaded in. So what's the crash from? Can I dump my vectors first? Let's do that. Let's dump the vectors. Maybe one of the vectors doesn't exist for some reason. I don't know how it wouldn't. So we will just do print dump old self position, and then we will do print dump self position. Theoretically, those will be equal to each other, hopefully. Or the game will just crash. Okay, well, I am getting a gajillion things printing out in the terminal at an extremely fast pace. Every single one has a Y of 2. And the numbers, honestly, are moving so fast, I cannot even comprehend them. And I don't even know if the two are printed from the same thing right next to each other. Okay, well, I'm seeing some stopped goblins here. In fact, I'm seeing a lot of stopped goblins. So I would think this guy, he says he's wandering, right? Well, if you're wandering, are you moving at all? It doesn't look like it. Also, what is up with this texture? Why is it blurry? It's not supposed to be, is it? I don't know. I made it. I didn't think it was. Yeah, I would say definitely not moving any of these three. Or this guy. In fact, there's a lot of goblins that I would say are not moving. It says he's wandering. Now, the problem is that this is up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 decimal points of precision, it looks like. So if this guy is moving just the absolutely teeniest of bits, it's going to say he's moving and they won't be equal. So I think we need to do a bit of something to these vectors. There is a vector round, right? Vector round returns a vector each dimension rounded to the nearest integer. Oh, I don't want that. I have a normal line? No. Return 0 positive length of vector v. I don't want that. Essentially, I just want to take the vector and trim down the precision on it. Vector sort, vector angle, vector dot, vector cross, vector offset, vector check, vector in area, vector random in area. Then we have vector add, vector subtract, vector multiply, and vector divide. Operators can be used if all the involved vectors have metatables. I don't know what that means. Returns sums of them, returns differences. I don't know what any of that means. I flunked out of high school. How am I supposed to know what vectors are? I didn't, by the way. Cross products. I don't know what a cross product is. What do you think? I just finished high school yesterday or something? This stuff from I don't even know what class it would have been in. Algebra? I mean, it would have been math, but calculus? I don't know. I didn't use that stuff in real life, so I don't need to know it. Okay, well, so I could do vector round. Is it vector round? I think it's vector round. Let me check the code of the drone. No, wait. of the robot. So this did a vector round to make it align to the world grid, because it was meant to be moving on world grid, so that made sense. I think I can do this because we're not actually doing anything with these positions. We're just comparing them. We just want to know if the goblin's in the same node as it was a second ago. And if it is, we're going to say it's moving too slow. In 1 second, it should have been able to travel one node. If it didn't, kick it in the butt and tell it to get to work. So we're going to do that. So the old position will just be vector round, self last job. And then the self position will also be vector round. And then these theoretically will both be equal. So then they will be equal and we'll kick them in the butt. That's a really good slap for a kick too, by the way. Just saying. I don't know. It feels a little too slappy for a kick. Okay, so my goblin friends, what do we have going on here? It says you're wandering. It says you're also wandering. It says you're wandering. You don't really seem to be doing anything though. Oh, and now another goblin hit you and you have stopped. There's just so many of them though, I can't really tell anything at all by looking at the terminal output because there's just so much of it. Although the numbers are now, they're full numbers. I don't have 13 decimal points, 12 decimal points to contend with. But I'm definitely seeing stopped goblins. Bro, you should not be wandering. You should be moving. Like, what are you doing? Go! Also, if they're wandering, they never move out of wandering. Which isn't really good. Because that means they will never look for anything. They need to be kicked back into idle every once in a while. Okay, idea. So instead of kicking them in the butt here, if the vectors are equal, just set them to idle. Self state equals idle. And that way, they will relook for objects. If they can't find anything, they will they'll go back to wandering and they'll just go in a random direction. Oh, I kind of just did that, I think. Although it's based off of speed. So, if we can find a stopped one. Oh, he's still moving, albeit slowly, but he's still wandering. Can I find one that's actually stopped? Dude, that may have worked. Oh, wait, no. We have a stopped goblin. It says he's wandering. You ain't wandering, bro. You're sat on your butt. Like, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You ain't wandering, bro. You're wandering. You're moving. This little guy over here. Bro, what's up? You ain't wandering, bro. You ain't wandering. You've been sat here for a hot minute now. Okay, we have an issue. Definitely ain't moving. If self-state wandering, we have our old self position, and we have the new self position. If they're equal, we should be setting to self-state of idle. Bro, you are idle. You are definitely idle. Don't tell me you're wandering. You're definitely not wandering. Speed might be wrong, or the text field won't update. No, this definitely is updating. Because if I find, I'd have to pick one of these guys here. It says he's traveling too. Okay, why do these all say they're traveling? They ain't traveling. They're all just sitting around. This one says he's idle. How are you traveling? You're not traveling. Okay, well, clearly there's more bugs in my code than I thought. because he's definitely idle. You're not wandering, bro. You're just sat on your butt. Move! Move! Change your status to idle. This guy's idle because he couldn't find any work. But he's also not a rogue goblin. Well, he is wandering. Let me find another one that's stopped. Oh, we got a bunch here that are stopped. Bro, you ain't wandering. What are you talking about? No, you're not. You are not wandering. Okay. So, here's what we can do. We can add that to the debug screen. So, I'll just add 2 labels in. Because we have the object, so we can get the state. So we will change from state to position, and we will change this one to old position. And then we will just do object get position. I'm hoping that actually works. I don't know if it will. And this one we will do to last job. And then I do need to change the locations of these, I suppose. So that way the text doesn't overlap. This is just debug stuff, so I'm not too worried about what it looks like. And it crashes. Okay, we cannot call a field get position. Go figure. But the last job will work. Okay, that's fine, I think. Because crazy good at coding. I don't know about all that. Okay, but see, now they're all moving. What are these guys doing? I'm confused. It's because on activate, they're given code. That's why. So when they activate, they automatically get a random direction, which actually is kind of genius. Because then, I don't know, say, oh boy, these guys are all over the place. They're getting kind of close to my base. It's kind of scary. Anyway, so say I'm far away from the goblins, right? And then I come back and revisit the goblins. Well, they may have all stopped moving because they deactivated. But then when they reactivate, they just get a new random direction. Oh. Well, that's weird. Why couldn't we get last job? Oh, because it's a... Yeah, so I'd actually have to take the last job and convert that from the position as a table to a string, which isn't an issue. I can do that. We will just do a local position equals core position to string. And then we will just pass the value of obj last job. And then we'll just change this from that to position. Bada boom, bada bing. We should be good. Okay, what is this guy doing? Okay, his last position was -56 to 111. I should have probably rounded that because that was way too many decimal points. You're still wandering though, right? Yeah, he's still wandering. That's perfect. He's going to just wander his happy little self right past my camp. Oh, what are you doing over here, buddy? You're just wandering? Oh, well, that's good because I wouldn't want you to realize that you're really close to my camp. Like, definitely within 25 nodes, I think. Just keep wandering, buddy. Just keep wandering. You're moving fast enough that I don't think I have to worry about you ever becoming idle. Ooh, these guys are, oof. You're kind of heading, like, directly towards my base. But you're just wandering, okay. And you're also just wandering. For just wandering... wait, what did that say? Build a mine to collect stone. I don't remember putting that in. Obviously I did though. You're still wandering? I don't know how I feel about this. This really looks to me like you're not wandering. Oh, but then again, I guess you are because you bumped into the building and you're just walking away. Are you serious? There's definitely something wrong here. They shouldn't still just be wandering. If they hit something... Okay, so if you hit something, we're going to set them a new velocity, but we're also going to change self-state equals idle. because they hit something. So clearly they should do a quick scan of their surroundings to see if there's something. Obviously there's something there, but let's see if it's something that's worth, oh, I don't know, destroying. He's wandering, right? Okay, cool. Bumped into something. Ooh, oh. Oh, wait, what are you doing, bro? Traveling. Okay. It found the logging camp. The logging camp has no inventory, though. There's no trees available to chop. So it's just going back and forth to the same spot because it's kind of stupid. Oh, no. Oh, noes. I think I am being raided. What are you guys doing? No, it says you're traveling. It says you're traveling. Why would you be oh, you know what? Yeah, so that's kind of a problem. I do know a solution to this, though. Okay, because every time they're... Oh, boy. Here we go. He's stealing my metal. He's stealing my metal. Look at the HUD. Look at the HUD. Oh. I only have 9 metal. 8 metal. He's stealing all my metal. No! No, not my precious metal. They target metal first, and then food, I believe, and then lumber. Because I can only steal one thing at a time. So food's at 15,416, 15,413, 15,410. Okay. So here's what's... Oh, nope, still traveling. But not actually traveling. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. So here's the issue. And actually it makes a lot of sense. When they hit something, if it's a node, we're kicking them into a new direction and we're setting them to be idle. So they're going to look around as an idle goblin, and they're going to look for a building. Clearly this is a building. So they're going to set a path to hit the building. So they walk to the building. They collide with the building. Now instead of switching to working, they're, oh, I'm idle. Let me find a path to the nearest building. Boop. Hit his face into it. So the easy solution is, it's actually really easy. Quiet queue. Hello. All we have to do is when they collide. So we have collision type equals node. But do we know the position of the node? Or can we get the node? Because if I can get the node it collided with, I can check if the node is in the group player buildings. And if it's in the group player buildings, instead of doing any of this, we can just change them to self-state of working so they can start stealing all my resources. And unfortunately, I don't have any units to restore my resources. So I'm kind of just going to lose the game here. But I won't because they can't just... Oh, wait, no, actually, once they completely eliminate all of my resources, then they can destroy my building. Although this building was placed before the meta was set to the nodes when they were placed, so potentially it's just going to crash the game. Okay, so what we need to do is find this move results.collision. Move results. Yep, okay. Table with collision info only available if physical equals true, which it is, which is fine. Collisions. Node position if type is node. Well, what do you know? That's exactly what we need. Oh, we also have a new position. Old velocity, new velocity. I don't know what any of that means, but not worried about that. So, collision type is node. So we're going to have a node position. So I guess we want to do local node equals, and I'm assuming I just do what do I do? Collisions 1, collisions 1. It's a table for collisions. So I'm guessing I do move results, collisions, table of 1. I don't know why table of 1. And then instead of type, node position. Okay, so actually let's rename that to node position. Then I can look at my base. So when you place a building down, it does check to make sure that you're placing it on ground. Someplace here. Blah, 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 blah. Here, after place. Oh, wait. The main building doesn't do that? Interesting. The wall does. If core get item group node check name is ground. So all we need is that. And then we're going to just throw that here. Core get item group node check dot name. So I think what we need to do is a local node equals core get node at the position of node position. And then we're just going to do node name, and we just want to do player buildings. Is it player buildings or player building? I don't know, but I can find out real quick if I just look at the base. What group is this in? It is in group player building. All right, so if the core is, or if the node is in the group player building, greater than 0, yep, so that means it's in it. Then we don't want to do any of this. So we want to do self state equals working. And we probably also want to set velocity to 0, which we just do right here. Last job, does that matter? I don't know if it does, but it ain't going to hurt to just update the last job. So we'll do that. And that'll actually be updated to node position. Okay, and then we'll end that. But this needs to execute before if hit node. No, wait. Let's do it this way. So if hit node, right, then we'll indent all of this. Okay, if core get item group, we'll do that. And then we'll change this to an else. If it's not a player building, let's give them some random movement, put them back on their feet. Okay, let's see if this crashes. I don't know how I'm going to actually be able to do a good job testing it. I guess, honestly, right there's all I need to know. Except it says he's traveling. That doesn't make sense. You collided into the node. You should have stopped. This one's working. This one's working. This one's working. Okay, so some of them maybe are too far. I mean, that is possible because this is about the node. And they need to be within 1 node distance of it. Yeah, so these 3 poor schmucks out here are just a little too far away. This one's close enough. He's stealing my resources. Look at my food dwindling. I got 10,000.29. It's going fast, boys. These guys are they're just going after everything I got. Oh, look at this. What is going on out here? It's almost like they've stopped. But he still says he's wandering. He ain't wandering. There's something wrong here. You're not wandering, bro. Your positions are definitely close enough that you should be not wandering. Okay, so that's all working. This whole wandering bit still doesn't... I don't get it. There's something wrong here. This ain't working. But that's just what it's going to have to be at for now, because I gotta go. Quite Q. Hi, I'm a longtime player of Mind Test, and I was wondering if you do videos based on certain public game servers. I have done some games. Done some videos on some servers. Usually I like for the server owner / admins to ask me to do that. because I know there are some servers that they don't want you recording videos on, which I respect. If they don't want you to do that, that is completely within their rights and their jurisdiction to say, hey, we don't want people recording videos on our server for whatever reason. I think it's good publicity, but and then again, maybe if it's me recording them, yeah, I could see why you wouldn't, because it's bad publicity. But if there's some specific server you're interested in me doing a video on, you should contact the server owner, administrator, operator, and I'm an admin in 4 servers. I'm going to ask you if you can come over. If you if you want to just shoot me an email, mindtest@nathansalapat.com with the infos, I'll see what I can make happen. Will be extremely busy with the game jam until the game jam ends, which is like 21st, 22nd. I don't remember which of the 2 days. And I have a lot of work yet to do on this game. So it'll at least be after that. And then I have to record videos for... I don't have to, but I'm going to record videos for all the entries. So I will be busy for a while, I would say into December, but I could definitely sometime in December get some videos put together on your servers if you would like. Just actually, you could use the contact form on my website too if you wanted. Either way works. All I really need to know is the server name, or if it's not listed publicly, which I'm imagining it is. I would just need to know some server details so I could log on to it. And then if there was, anything in specific you want, Discord, yeah, you can use Discord too. Whatever method you want. Carrier pigeon. I don't know exactly how carrier pigeon would actually work, because wouldn't the pigeon have had to have been here at my house in order to come back to my house? Yeah, so probably scratch the carrier pigeon thing. Smoke signals work though. If you puff up some big old smoke signals, start California on fire again, and I'll just peek out the window and I'll look at the puffs of smoke coming up, and like Morse code or something. I actually don't know how you do smoke signals. Is that Morse code? I don't know what you do. But yeah, whatever method you want to do works for me. Yeah, this is just, bro, you ain't wandering, bro. You be done sat on your butt. Self state is wandering. Your old position, your new position, they match. You can't say you're idle. This should be running every second. I don't get it. Oh. I'll have to look into that tomorrow. I mean, let's be real here. If a few goblins here and there, if you have a horde of goblins this big, ain't nobody gonna be like, oh no, they're not all attacking me. Honestly, they'd probably be happy that they're not. Like, oh good, a brief respite. I can switch into small person mode and run around and punch them all and eliminate all of my goblin enemies. Because technically you are invincible, because technically you're not a player. You're like, you're almost like a god. Other than, well, you don't know everything, for one. And you're kind of constrained by time. And you're constrained a lot by the engine. There's so many constraints based on the engine that just, you're really just stuck with. So no, you're really not like a god after all. But you can't die, in the sense that you have no health and you're invincible. Yeah. Well, anyways. Oh no. Roblox? The guy who games a lot. Are you for real? Roblox? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I considered not making games, but trying to do like assets. Because I like doing that. What? I went to my base and my base doesn't exist. Um, what? What? Yeah, Roblox uses Lua. I've never done anything, never even looked at Roblox. I'm vaguely aware of some of the memes, but I don't know. I've heard stories of people who like, because Roblox or something, Roblox Lux. I don't know. I guess you can. This is probably all completely wrong, but from my understanding is, yeah, you can make games on Roblox. I don't know exactly how that works, and then people can like do in-app purchases and you make money off of it. I mean, sure, it's probably only like 30% or something because Roblox has to take their cut for hosting the servers and whatever all. But yeah, I have heard of that, but I've never contemplated it or looked into it. I don't. They destroyed my base, but I don't know how. Also, they're all now wandering, but they're just sat on their butts. I still have materials. How did you destroy my base? Like, admittedly, I don't have much. Okay, well, I guess I knew more about Roblox than I thought I did. Okay, let me just take a quick peek here to make sure. Okay, player node with inventory. Oh, wait a second. No, wait, because this was a base. So the... If node name is base, Kobo base, which it was, if I have metal, they take away my metal and give it to themselves. If I have more than one food, they take it and they give it to themselves. And if I have more than one lumber, they take it and give it to themselves. And this will always operate before this does, because the name definitely matches. And this would be just for a node that doesn't have inventory. And this is just, I don't know why it's if inventory is greater than 2. It should be if inventory is greater than 1. I don't know why I had that set to 2. Because they'll take all your inventory, and then once there's no inventory left in the building, they'll destroy it. And they get 1 XP from destroying your building too, by the way. So you don't want them destroying your building. But how in the world did they destroy my core? Yeah, unfortunately, I don't log anything for that. Because why would I do that? I didn't expect this ever to be destroyed. It says my base is right here. And actually that makes sense because I have lights here. And the lights would exist from the base. Bro, what did these guys do? Local buildings. I have no idea what happened, but it should not have happened. Oh well, it's a problem to figure out tomorrow, I guess, because I ain't got time to do it now. I mean, this is after all why you do test runs before you submit a game to the game jam. Oh no, it's getting late. I don't think I ever changed the ABM back. Oh yeah, no, I don't need another bajillion goblin spawning, and that would be bad. Also, I could change this from random goblin to rogue goblin spawning. That really doesn't matter, but, you know, it's just nice. Random goblins that run around and cause mischief. It's exactly what they do. But it needs to be dark for them to just randomly spawn. Okay, well, that's going to do it for now. I got the menu working. That was the big thing. I just got to push these changes real quick to not a bug, and then if you wanted to download it, you could download it. That should be I kind of got hiccups. It should be in the it's in the description. So if you are interested, you can download it and play it. Laugh at how horrible it is. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care. It's pre-release. This is what do they call that? It is just called pre-release, isn't it? Like on Steam or any of those platforms. Oh yeah, you can pay $60. Except in my case, it's free. You don't have to pay anything. But for those, you can pay $60 and get this pre-release game. And then when it crashes, we'll just say, well, it's pre-release. It's to be expected. But could you tell us what went wrong so we can fix it? And you're literally paying them to play test their game. How messed up is that? There used to be a time, I don't know if there still is, where you could get paid from these companies to play test their games and break them so they could fix them. So when they actually released, they weren't chock full of bugs. But nah, times have changed. Times have changed. You don't even own your own games anymore. You just have a lease, and they can revoke your you can revoke your access at any time at their own whim. The guy who game is I'm gonna port it to Roblox. You're gonna port this miserable game to Roblox? Okay, go for it. Have fun. If you actually do, though, that'd be kind of cool. Not gonna lie. I just need to think of a comment for this. Fixed menu? Sure, that's what we're gonna call it. My comments are they're so good. I'm sure everybody that looks at the logs is like, oh yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. That makes so much sense. Like fix the menu, but there's like a bajillion other things that I changed too. I only push once a day, man. I ain't got time to be doing all this stuff all the time. Then we just need to do get push origin master. Okay, my password is cleared from the clipboard. And pushing right now, pushed. So if you are interested, Jessica's fishing for a shout out. Oh, Jessica plays. Can I even link to that? I can go to channel. Oh, I can't? Cool. Let's see what we got here. Mind test videos. 54 subscribers, 26 videos. There's a CTF WTC map from 2024. An anonymous island. Skyback slab and sign glitch. Skyblock. Someone's building the World Trade Centers? That's dope. 54 subscribers. 2 years ago. Keep it up. Keep it. It only takes, how many years have I been doing this? I'm almost at 4,000 subscribers, by the way. Not to toot my own horn or anything. But I've only been doing this for like 8 years, 9 years. You know, it totally doesn't take a long time to build a following on a very niche game. And all the money I'm rolling in, just fist over fist, hand over hand. I'm literally drowning in money. Like, right? How much of this can you see? I got to pull up OBS real quick. Yeah, just like, right? So you see my hands here, right? Right about here, it's just bills. Just everywhere. When we walk through that, we're just like walking through. We lose the kids and the money all the time because there's just so much money just sitting on the floors. Like, you want to sit on the couch? Good luck finding the couch because there's money like 4 feet deep. You just kind of got to walk until you bump the coffee. Oh, the coffee table's the worst. You wouldn't imagine how many times I've beat my shins on the edge of the coffee table because there's just so much money. Because YouTube is so lucrative. It's crazy, man. All the money. There's just truckloads every day. Tomorrow morning at like 9 o'clock, they're coming with a dump truck full of singles. They're dumping off. I got to go out there with a rake and just raking them all into the house. It's wild. It's wild. No, everything's buried under the cash. We tried keeping it on top. It just made it hard to sweep underneath because then you had to move all the money to sweep it. You know? But if you just put the money on top of all the furniture, now you can sweep underneath the furniture really easy because it's not full of money underneath it because it's kind of a little bit of a cavity there. It's the little tricks that only the rich people know about that just are flush with cash, you know? You poor plebs wouldn't understand how difficult it is to be rich. Oh, yeah. Turning down all those. I've never had a sponsor once, other than myself. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. I got things to do. Thanks for watching. Probably going to have another stream tomorrow. Probably. Just guess it, you know. I got to make sure I keep everybody else that's competing in this game jam busy watching my streams so they can't write their own code and find their own bugs and work on their own stuff. And that way I'm just like the default winner because I'm the only person who has a completed game. It's kind of genius, honestly, not going to lie. Okay, well, wrapping it up here. Thanks for watching, and I will probably see you